started out 165 miles to 65 mile an hour max speed, showing a code P0207. I think that's what it did. So about to get knocked down to 65 and try to ease on a little bit further to the shop. Today I'm dealing with another issue. Code, the truck got a dead miss to it and threw a code P0207. You know, this thing just rolled over 207,000 miles and I've not had really any trouble to speak out of it. I think they had a number 5 EGT sensor right after I got it. Was covered under warranty, and there's been a few miscellaneous codes come up, but they've all went away. I cleared them and they didn't come back. What I've got today is I've been hearing people talk about the injector harnesses, and I'm hoping that's what's going on with me. P0207 is supposed to be a can't remember exactly. It was something to do with the electrical circuit of the number 7 injector. So this is the replacement, and I'll show you more about that later on. I'll go show you what I found. I haven't, you know, I'm doing the video as I go along. I wasn't gonna do a video at all. I'm kind of in a hurry and wanted to hurry up and get back on the road. And I got to look, and there's not anything showing how to do this, so it may not be the best. It's not an instructional video by any means. It's just something to kind of give you an idea if you're like me and hadn't had any trouble out of the truck. I've really had no reason to dig into the engine side of it. I've never even, I checked the oil, change oil and stuff like that, but you know, other than that, I'm still new to it. But I'll go show you what I found on that plug. I jacked the truck up to get a little more clearance in the fender well, between the fender well and the tire. I was going to take the tire completely off, but I don't think that's necessary. If you've done any work on these trucks at all, I know every video that I've watched or anything I've seen done shows the first thing you do is pull out the torque bit screws that hold the inner fender liner in. Once you get those torque screws out and get the inner fender liner pulled, there is a cover that bolts down. Let me see if I can find somewhere to stick that. There's a cover that bolts down right here. I took this bolt loose and this bolt out. Didn't know if I needed to or not. I just took it out anyway. I thought it was all one piece, but it's not. This piece right here is the cover, and once you get that bolt out, you lift up and it just pulls out, and that shows you the number 7 injector and the injector harness that I'm looking at. Now, the reason that I'm kind of thinking that that's going to be my issue, zoom in here, is look how floppy that is. I'm pretty sure that's where it's broken. I don't think, because if you look at this one, you know, she's pretty solid. Come right here and look at this one. I mean, one finger and it's just really loose right there, and you can hear it clicking and popping when I mess with it. So I'm gonna take this one off and splice a new one in. What I had to do on this is push this down, and I put my thumbnail right in front, and it slid back, and I got right under the back there and wiggled it back. And once I got the clip pulled back, I pushed down on the center, took a pair of pliers and kind of pushed a little bit on that plastic and wiggled it back and forth, and it popped right off. Where I'm at right now, this was a pain in the butt, trying to strip this back without cutting one of the wires. So I believe the next thing I'm gonna do is go ahead and plug the new connector in. Get her up on there. I heard it click. Now it's locked. I don't really suspect that I'm gonna need that much wire, and from what I understand, it doesn't matter which wire's hooked to which wire. So I'll get that hooked up and I'll be back. Not the prettiest thing in the world, but that's what I got. That's plugged in. Got these cramped and heat shrinked. I'm gonna check and see if that gets rid of my code, and if it does, I'll put everything up. So it happens.
I also wanted to show the part number. This is the bag that the pigtail came out of, and I don't know. I'm looking. I guess that would be it right there. But there's all the numbers if anybody needs them. And they did say that these were interchangeable from the injectors. They're not specific.
So before it was showing engine reduced speed to max speed 55 mile an hour, engine reduced power, and all that stuff. So what happens? And I did unhook grease through that whole process, so you know, emission system and a check engine light and all that stuff. So give everything a minute to boot up. I don't know if you can see, but open and close driver window. It does that every time you unhook the batteries. There's that. Dismiss all this other stuff. That's where I've been. I can't get past that screen. So what I'm gonna do, if you have the auto sync, and if you've seen my other videos, it tells what it is. I'll go ahead and unplug it and show it to you. I'm not affiliated with them anyway, shape, form, or fashion, but I don't really have a scan tool. This you get from BT Diesel Works, and it does all kinds of different stuff, but one of my favorite things that it does is plug it in the OBD2 port, click on your this, and this comes up. See? Well, wrong button. See, you click on your turn all this crap off. Click on the cruise cancel button, this comes up. And then I get to go to next page, current DTCs. No current DTCs. We're going to clear that again just to make sure, because it's had the P0207 on it every time that I pulled it up. Well, cycle the ignition off. Open the door, let it all reset. And I have no idea what I'm doing. Just so you guys know, this is my first time. Turn this back on. Didn't have a code a minute ago. I don't know something now. I'm gonna start it up. And I should know right away because it's had a horrible miss to it. A dead miss. And I don't feel the miss anymore. It does not have a miss to it anymore. Or it doesn't have the miss, but it does still have reduced power. So may not be supposed to do this. So while the truck's running, I go, and that brings up the auto sync menu. We're gonna go to the next page, current DTCs, no current DTCs. So, and the auto sync, look more into it. If you know, there's been 2 guys so far has sent me a message and said, hey dude, I got this thing and it doesn't work. There's a little bit more to it. It's not really plug and play like you'd think. Oh, look at that. My check engine light is gone. Just while we were sitting here talking, check engine light's gone, all the reduced power stuff, and I've not been able to get into any of these menus since all this stuff started, so that is great. It looks like it was just the number 7 harness, and that was what it was all about, putting it on. Not bad at all, but I wouldn't want to do it in the shop. I wouldn't want to do it out in the freezing cold. I would definitely do it in my driveway. But if I see anything putting it back together, I'll let you guys know. But it goes back together pretty much the same way it comes apart, pretty easy. But yeah, I'm happy. Very, very, very happy. So So that's about it. Sitting in the truck, it's running, everything, you know, within a minute, all the lights went off. I cleared the codes, put my batteries back up, cleared the codes, started it. Within a minute, all the lights went off, had full engine power. I've not driven it. I did bring it outside and it's snow covered up here, so I did a couple of donuts in the parking lot. Donuts as usual. I haven't driven it yet though. But I don't foresee it having any issues. It's running just smooth as could be. Everything seems to be fixed. Still no codes came back. And the reason I made this video is because I couldn't find anything on the injector harness, pigtail, or the injectors. There was one or two videos, but none of them actually dealt with that pigtail. So I hope you guys liked the video. I hope you got something out of it. If you did, like, share, subscribe, you know, helps me out, and I appreciate you watching.